The best way to practice new techniques and concepts on the guitar is to work on songs and use songs as a framework for the different things that you're practicing. Whether it's specific techniques or music theory concepts, this ensures that you're always practicing things in a musical way. Today I'm going to take you through how I practice within the context of a song. My name is Jack Ruch. Welcome to my channel. Let's get into it. So the tune we're going to be working with today is a gospel-y Ray Charles inspired song. This is going to be the musical backdrop we're going to practice to. And the thing I want to show you today is how to play melodic lines over changes like this. Now these are not your typical blues changes or pop or rock changes. This song involves some non-diatonic chords and some secondary dominant chords. So these are chords that require some special attention. So what we're going to do is use our chord shapes to target what I call the money notes. These are the notes that really define the sound of each one of these chords. So now I'll play along to the rhythm track and just comp through the chords, and I'll put the chord names up on the screen. So to start out, I want to demonstrate a very simple approach to playing over this chord progression. This is the kind of approach I would have taken when I was a younger guitar player starting out. And for this, we're going to play simple pentatonic blues-based licks over this chord progression. Now, this is not going to target the key chord tones or the money notes that we're going to get into later, but it's going to give you a good idea of how I like to phrase over a feel like this. And some of these pentatonic licks we're going to come back to later in the lesson once we've gotten our money notes under our fingers. So this pentatonic approach is certainly a good way to get started, but at a certain point you want to get more involved in playing over the changes. And so the easiest way to go about this, and I've talked about this a lot in other lessons I've done in this channel, is to target the third of each chord. The third is the note that really defines whether a chord is a major chord or a minor chord. So just by targeting that note in your solos, you get a strong melodic connection to the underlying chord. So right now I'm going to demonstrate just playing the third to each one of these chords as they go by. And then I'll play a very simple melodic solo that ties those thirds together with some very simple melodic connected notes. But essentially all I'm doing is just landing on the third of each chord as it goes by. And you can hear how this is much more deeply connected to the underlying chords than the simple pentatonic licks. So this is a great thing to practice, just targeting the third of each chord. And this is something you can expand on and stretch out all over the fretboard. Essentially, all I'm doing is looking at the chord shape and identifying where the third is within that chord shape. And once you start to get that under your fingers a little bit, you can start to incorporate those notes in with the lines you're already playing. So in terms of playing that kind of simple pentatonic solo at the beginning, now I can start to tie some of those licks in together with the more inside kind of chord tone approach. So I'm going to play one final solo where over certain chords I am going to target that third over each chord, but I'm also going to tie it together with some of my kind of bluesy pentatonic vocabulary. And this is really the way I kind of think about playing when I'm actually improvising over something like this. It's not all just chord tones and chord shapes and arpeggios and triads all the time. It's a mixture. It's a mixture of some blues phrasing and some kind of fluid lines combined with a knowledge of what notes make up each chord so I can target them to play more melodically. So I hope this lesson was helpful for you. As always, if you like the tabs and notation to the different solos that I played in this lesson, they're available over on my Patreon page. It's only $5 a month, and it is a great way to support this channel. I'll also put this backing track up there for you to practice to. So until next time, happy practicing and take care.